Hi folks, welcome to the show, and we don't have a lot of time here, so let me make this brief. I have spent all day writing, filming and editing a very personal video all about the UK government's recent and not so recent treatment of the arts. I know it's not exactly on brand for me, but it's a video I worked really hard on and I'd appreciate if you gave it a watch. But now is not the time to focus on my corrupt government trying to actively kill the arts. Right now it's time for silly adventures with outrageously well animated ducks. And tonight's episode is Season 3, Episode 11, The Forbidden Fountain of the Foreverglades. Have I mentioned how much I love these episode titles yet? It's a Goldie episode, so naturally I want to see some more development between her and Louis' relationship, but I also want to see her start forming bonds with the other kids because I don't even think she's interacted with Webby yet. Of course, I also want to see something happen between her and Scrooge because if Season 3 is the last, this is most likely Goldie's send-off episode. Alright, that's all I have to say, so let's jump right in. Ooh.
500 years ago, Spanish explorer Ponce de Leon set out to find the fabled Fountain of the Foreverglades, said to grant youth to all who drank.
Okay.
At their age, I couldn't afford to blow off steam. I had to use it to run my Uncle Pothole's steamboats because I had a job. Which is the next missing mystery of Isabella Finch.
We're getting back to the overarching story.
Huey's in charge. He's oldest. We are triplets. Huey's always in charge. We better change into our suits if we're going to fit in a swim before lunch.
Are we getting some Dewey and Huey development now?
Fancy meeting me here. Working smarter while you work harder is
Oh my god, we're getting Goldie and Webby interactions! That's foul. That's oh god, what was he called? What's he called? Rockaduck? I think it was Rockaduck.
How about a vote? I vote no. Louis? I just need some water. Too bad you don't have any. Please, I stole this. That's crazy. You hatched after me. Well, Hubert, maybe my egg was laid first. Ergo, vis-a-vis, it is I who am Big Brother now.
Or it could have something to do with the fact your egg was dropped.
Bless me bagpipes. Great gobs of goblin spit. Do you know what this means? Yup, beating you will be so much easier now.
Oh my god, Goldie's hair is so amazing.
Thus begins the revenge of John D. Rockaduck.
Yes! Got it right. Oh. Oh, Webby.
As you're at the schedule, let's go nuts. Lunchtime. Since the spring breakers are in the pool, we'll eat.
Do we know? Okay, this guy's creepy. There is something up with this guy.
Careful, you newly young whippersnappers! If you fall into the street, you could be young forever.
The hotel turns people old. I love how Webby has to do all the Scroogeisms now.
Maybe if you had to deal with a middle brother like you. But the beach station closes in 5 minutes. Who cares about the schedule, right? Let's cue this.
Oh. There he is.
We've spent our whole lives at each other's throats, Scrooge. But what if we could do it over again, knowing everything we know now, avoiding the same mistakes? This is our chance.
Yeah, but no.
This is wasted. Paid good money for my youth. I hope you kept the receipt. Oh, the fountain water's in the pool. Oh, gross. We drink nasty pool people juice. I filter it forever. Join me, and you too can.
Goldie, come on, this is your one chance to redeem yourself.
He's stealing youth, Goldie. I earned each wrinkle square. It's not fair to pawn them off on someone else. Not even a teenager. Rude.
I mean, fair.
Mistakes, not just must fix. Save yourself. I always do.
Oh! That's the development I'm looking for.
You came back for me. Guess I'm not the woman I used to be. Man alive. Are all infants this heavy, or just the Frankenstein ones?
He's dead. He's gotta be dead.
Your fresh start. A fresh start isn't worth it without you, you crazy old coot.
Oh. Yep. Called it. Called it. I knew he was gonna die.
Nailed it. Oh man, someone's gonna need to clean that pool. Here you go, Abby. Your turn. You look terrible.
Age? I just had a bad day. That's better. Hey, where's Goldie?
Probably off to find her next mark. You know, Goldie. Hey, I wouldn't leave without saying goodbye. This time.
I really needed that. I really needed that today. That was such a good episode. I loved all the Goldie development, and especially, you know, even if we didn't get too much of it, that callback between her and Louie's relationship was so good. And, you know, it was also nice seeing some development between Huey and Dewey, especially after last week's episode, which was about Huey and Louie. So, you know, we're really starting to get into the triplets relationship, which really does make me think we're near the end. But yeah, I will be back tomorrow with my thoughts. The Hidden Fountain of the Foreverglades was kind of a step down from the previous 3 episodes, but it was still incredibly enjoyable, and as always, it is great whenever we get to see Goldie. The episode opens with Scrooge and the kids checking into a hotel where they are going to search for the Fountain of Youth, which is the next missing mystery in Isabella Finch's journal, our main story arc for this season, even though we are 11 episodes in and this is the second episode to actually focus on the missing mysteries. Scrooge and Webby walk out to the pool to find...
Fancy meeting me here.
And while I love Goldie's appearance in the episode, especially with all the development she was given, this is kinda the start of my main problem with the episode. It's trying to do way too much in such little time. First we have Huey and Dewey's conflict about being the oldest triplet, then Scrooge and Goldie's race to the Fountain of Youth where they somehow turn young again and have to start reconciling their relationship. That's all fine, but then we have to throw in the hotel manager actually being Ponce de Leon, the guy who discovered the Fountain of Youth could only make someone young again by stealing the youth of someone else, and his evil plot to turn all the spring breakers into seniors, which, by the way, I totally called it. Then there's Rockaduck returning, trying to turn himself young again while also trying to get revenge on Scrooge and Goldie, but of course, we need an abundance of screen time just making old people jokes about Webby. Like last week's episode, my favourite storyline here was the conflict between Huey and Dewey, with Dewey magically growing taller and now asserting himself as the oldest triplet. But also like last week's episode, with Louie making fun of Huey, Dewey ripping up Huey's schedule was just going way too far, though it is a lot more understandable for the impulsive middle child. Still, I can't help but wonder if these episodes are going to be building to something. I mean, both the previous episodes have shown Huey's brothers aren't really treating him all that great. Even if they have somewhat resolved the issue by the end of the episode, I can't help but wonder if this is going to come back into play somehow. Maybe the boys get into an argument at the end of the penultimate episode, leaving us on a cliffhanger before the finale. I mean, it could happen. Webby was funny in the episode, even if she didn't really do anything. Though it is nice to see her finally interact with Goldie. Rockaduck was okay. He's not one of my favourite villains, but he didn't really have enough screen time to leave a decent impact here outside of a few decent jokes. But now we arrive at the main event, Goldie and her pseudo-redemption. I knew there was going to be a bit of romance between her and Scrooge, but I was surprised how far they went with it, pretty much closing the chapter on them as rivals. And what can I say? No matter what the age, the two of them are just adorable together. Of course, I also loved this moment that has a callback to the bond she formed with Louis in Happy Birthday Doofus showing how much she's been changed by the family. If we are in Endgame, I really hope we get to see her one more time to properly close out this story. Or maybe Goldie and Scrooge's romance is just meant to be open-ended so it can continue to span eternity. Ponce was the weakest part of this episode. He was fine as a villain and did have a few moments that made me uneasy, but he just can't stack up with the rest of the rogues gallery in this show, even the one-offs. The best part of this storyline was that Louis was the one to figure out the plan all by himself, though I will say Ponce's death was pretty memorable, even if it is the only aspect of his character that left an impact. The hidden fountain of the Foreverglades will not go down with the series' best, or even the best of this season, but it still provided another great outing with Goldie O'Gilt that went a little deeper into her relationship with Scrooge, and ends on a rather optimistic note for the two of them. Sure, the episode had two villains, and both of them were honestly very underwhelming, but it also had some great comedy with Huey and Dewey switching roles, and Louie and Webby played decent support. But the selling point of this episode is seeing younger Goldie and Scrooge work through their issues and move on from their past, in their own weird one-upmanship kind of way. Okay, so what do we got next week? Oh, the double-length Darkwing Duck special that will almost certainly make me cry. Fun! Thanks for watching, folks. See you real soon.